So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most mysterious relationships out there, the one between a person and their therapist. We're diving into Lori Gottlieb's incredible book, where she, a therapist herself, suddenly finds herself on the other side of the couch. It's a journey that reveals what it really truly means to be human.
Right? This is the question that's right at the heart of the book. And honestly, it's what makes this story so fascinating. We have this idea that therapists are these perfect, unflappable guides. But what happens when their lives fall apart too?
So, let's meet Lori Gottlieb. She's a successful therapist practicing in LA, helping people navigate their own messy lives every day. She seems to have it all figured out, until a crisis hits, and her own world just completely implodes.
And just like that, the future she had all planned out is just erased. It's this sudden, devastating blow that she absolutely did not see coming. And this is the moment that pushes her to seek out help for herself.
In this one sentence, wow, this is the whole breakup in its most brutal form. His idea of freedom and her reality as a mom are just totally incompatible. It's such a devastatingly simple reason for an extraordinary amount of pain. So in therapy speak, this breakup is what they call the presenting problem. It's the big, obvious reason Lori goes to find her own therapist, a quirky and brilliant guy named Wendell. But as we're about to find out, the thing that gets you through the door is almost never the whole story. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So as Lori starts her own journey in therapy, the story just opens up. We get this incredible front row seat to her sessions with her own patients, and we learn pretty quickly that everybody, and I mean everybody, is fighting some kind of hidden battle. First up, there's John. He's this abrasive, totally narcissistic TV producer who literally pays in cash so his wife won't find out he's seeing a shrink. On the surface, he's just completely unlikable, calling everyone around him idiots.
You see, this kind of sarcasm, it's not just him being arrogant. It's a shield. It's a massive wall he's built to keep everyone, including Lori, at a very, very safe distance.
And then we meet Julie. And her story is it's absolutely heartbreaking. She's young, she's just gotten married, her whole life is stretching out in front of her, and then she gets the worst possible news. She has to face her own mortality in a way most of us just can't even begin to imagine.
This is the gut-wrenching question Julie asks Lori, and it just cuts through all the professional, clinical distance and gets right to the raw, human core of their relationship. This isn't about managing symptoms anymore. It's about being there with someone on the most profound journey of all.
So as we follow these different threads, Lori's, John's, Julie's, a really powerful theme starts to emerge. It's all about the stories, the narratives that we build to make sense of our lives. And more importantly, how those stories can sometimes become our own personal prisons. And this is where the real work of therapy happens. See, on the surface, the story is simple. Lori's boyfriend is a jerk. John's coworkers are idiots. But therapy helps them dig deeper. Lori starts to realize she was ignoring red flags because she was terrified of being alone. And John's all-consuming anger? It's really just a mask for the unbearable grief he's never dealt with over the tragic death of his son years ago. So, how do we even live with these deeper, more painful truths? Well, it turns out our brains have this amazing defense mechanism called a psychological immune system. It protects us, it helps us cope by creating these stories that soften the blow. But sometimes, that very protection is what keeps us from seeing what really needs to change. Okay, so this all leads to probably the most powerful metaphor for change in the entire book, an idea that Lori gets from her therapist, Wendell, that perfectly explains how we get unstuck.
It's the question we're all asking, right? Whether we're in therapy or not, we feel trapped. We know the story we're telling ourselves just isn't working anymore, but we have no idea how to escape it.
This is the cartoon Wendell describes to Lori. And man, it's a total game changer. It shows how we get so focused on the bars we think are holding us prisoner that we completely miss the wide-open escape route that's been there the whole time.
So freedom, it turns out, isn't about making the bars magically disappear. It's about finding the courage to change our perspective, to shift our focus, and to just walk around them. But, this kind of change doesn't just happen with a snap of your fingers. It's a journey, and it happens in stages. Most of us get stuck in that first one, contemplation. We know something's wrong, but we're just not ready to do anything about it. Therapy is what helps us move through the rest of the process,
all the way to a real, lasting change.
So at the end of the day, what is all this really about? Well, whether you're the one on the couch or the one asking the questions, it's all about one thing: becoming the editor of your own life story. And this right here is the heart of the whole book. It's not about erasing the past or pretending painful things didn't happen. It's about reframing it. It's about finding new meaning in it and choosing to write a different story for your future.
And this brings us to 3 really profound takeaways. First, there's no hierarchy of pain. Your suffering is your suffering. It's not a competition. Second, we heal in connection with other people. We need to hear someone else say, "I believe in you." And finally, a huge part of knowing yourself is actually unknowing yourself, letting go of all those old, limiting stories you've always believed were true.
So, you see, therapy isn't some kind of personality transplant. It's not about becoming someone else. It's a process of deep self-understanding that gives you the tools to take the pen back and become the author of your own experience.
And this all comes back to a powerful quote from the Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl, which is really a guiding light in the book. It's this idea that no matter what happens to us, no matter what is taken away, we always have the freedom to choose how we respond.
And so, that's the question the book leaves us with. It's a challenge to each of us to look at our own stories, to see the bars we keep shaking, and to wonder about the freedom that might be waiting for us, if only we're brave enough to take a few steps to the side.